when we do pujas, 2 simple ideas I'd like for you to remember. Ishvara Arpana, Ishvara Prasada. Ishvara Arpana, offer to the Lord. Ishvara Prasada, accept from the Lord. When we chant, the 108 names or the 1,008 names, most of us cannot chant that. Almost all of us don't know what they mean. Who cares? Right? Offer the ego. I offer fear. I offer fear of snakes. I offer fear of the future. I offer fear of public speaking. Offer. Offer what we don't want. And then accept that purity that remains. I offer my spiritual ignorance into this jnana, so that I may invoke that knowledge. Ishvara Arpana, Ishvara Prasada. Every time a step is done, think to yourself, or even enact it, or mentally say, I offer my ego, I offer my limitations, I offer my sorrow, I offer my fear. Offer, offer, offer. And in return, what we will receive is that keep smiling prasad. The best prasad that helps us to smile all the time. This is our aspiration, to be happy. This can be achieved when we offer and when we accept. We cannot engage in pujas all the time. We have to act out skits. We have to run. We have to drive. We have to go to school. If you're in class and going like this the whole time, someone's going to kick you out of class, or so on and so forth. But we want the same peace that we derive from puja. So what should we do? And this is where Ramana Maharshi shifts to japa. Puja, body, speech, mind. But I have to use my body for other reasons. So then we should just do japa. Japa can be done all the time. When the body is engaged in something else, the speech and the mind should be doing satsang on a different level. The etymological meaning of japa is janma bandhana trayate iti japa. What this means is that japa frees us from the bondage that is associated with birth. That bondage is freed through japa. So when we're walking, I saw many of you using that time for Mona very effectively. I was very happy to see most of the people here using that time effectively. As you're walking, the body is engaged. You can't be offering flowers or eating sweets or whatever. But that speech and that mind is free. So why not let it revel in the divine? I gave you that idea of the taxi driver. His hands are, and gears, his hands are being used. But his speech and his mind was on the divine. That's why I keep my japa mala. When I show up at an airport and someone's not there to pick me up on time. So why just waste that time? Hand goes in the pocket, japa starts. Right? My body, maybe I can't do it physically outside, so I just put my hand in my pocket and I do japa. So that's why japa can be done all the time. Because we want that satsang bhava to stay with us. And through this japa, we start reasserting our divinity. People often ask, why do we have to chant Hanuman Chalisa? Why do we have to say Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram? As I started, what was the first thing I said? As you think, so you become. If my mind is reveling on Lord Rama, then I'm going to invoke those qualities of Lord Rama. It is very, very practical. Don't take my word for it. Try it yourself. Experiment with it. Call my bluff. I'm openly saying, call my bluff, and if you find my bluff is to be a bluff, then tell me. And then I will have to restudy what I know. So, experiment, find out for yourself. Now, I said I'd elaborate on japa, so I'll give you some tips on japa. So all of you can take your malas out if you have your malas. Sure. Janma bandhana trayate iti japa. Japa. Trayate means to cross over. So janma means birth, bandhana means bondage, trayate means to cross over. Therefore, that is japa. So if you have your japa mala, great. Take it out. If you don't, that's fine. No stress. Ideally, japa should be done in private. Whenever you do Likta Japa, don't write Likta Japa in front of people. Whenever you do Japa, you should do it in private. And that's why you often see people with those bags, those Japa bags that are around their shoulder. Their hands are doing Japa because it's not supposed to be shown. It's supposed to be done in private, ideally. When you hold the Japa mala, it should go on your right hand, on your ring finger. Right hand, ring finger. And on that first crease, that line that we have there, that indentation, you can put it there. And now ideally, and one more thing, this finger should never be touching the mala. Our ego finger should never be touching the mala. So ideally, we should turn the beads with our ring finger. Okay? When we start, we have this middle bead. That is never supposed, we're not supposed to count with that middle bead. All the rest of the beads we can count with, but not with the middle bead. Okay, it's a placeholder almost. So start from one end, following that bead, and put that on the indentation. And with the middle bead, then we chant. Okay, we'll do a very simple chant. Om Namah Shivaya. Then I move it with my middle finger. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Now, if the beads are very small, it's hard to move it with the middle finger. So if the beads are small, then you can use the middle finger and the thumb to properly guide it. So Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. But if the beads are bigger, it's easier just to move it with the middle finger. And draw the beads towards you, not away. The beads are supposed to be drawn towards you as you do japa. When you get to the end, okay, I've reached my last bead of chanting, then I flip it around and I start again. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. We don't cross over this bead. So we go one way, stop, go the other way, stop, go the other way, stop, go the other way. And we continue like that. While we do japa, whoever you're doing japa towards, Lord Rama, Lord Shiva, Parvati, Mother Parvati, anyone, try to have their picture in front too, because it'll help us focus them. Without that picture, it's easy for us to get distracted. And above all, make time to do japa. Ideally, at least one mala a day should be done. A mala is 108. If that can't be done, do half a mala, 54. If that can't be done, do 27. But make the time to do it. That's for japa in private. Now japa in public, that too can be done. How this is done then is we use our fingers to count. Okay, this is my placeholder. Remember those cubes that we use to count, the 100 cube, the 1 cube, the 1,000 cubes to count numbers? That's our hands. So I go. So I have these 4 units to count and these 4 units to count. And this is, the thumb is a placeholder. So I say, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, and I do that, okay? So there's, say, 12 times. Then I put my thumb here, which means I've chanted 12 times. Then I do another 12. So I put my finger there. It means 24 is done. I do another 12. 36 is done. Are you following what I'm saying? This is my 12 placeholder. This is my 1 placeholder. Whether you count or not is not important. That is not the focus. Just do it. I'm just showing you, if you want to count, then use your hand if you don't have a mala. But more importantly is just do it. Who cares how many you do? Just do it. Just keep that going. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Whatever mantra that you prefer. And all of those standard activities we do, walking, driving, bathing, those activities where we shut our brain off and we do routinely. All of those activities, mundane activities, can be made meaningful by infusing them with japa. When I drive, and I drive a lot, I was just sharing that I've hit 50,000 miles in 20 months of driving. So my strategy for driving is, when I sit in the car, if I'm completely alert, I do nothing but drive. Just focusing on the drive. As I get a little bit tired, I start doing japa. Not with the mala, I just start, in my mind, as I get more tired, I start saying it out loud. As I get more tired, I listen to a lecture. As I get more tired, I listen to project. As I get more tired, then I open the windows. Right? So every moment I try to use effectively to invoke something that will make me a better person. So in the same way, make time for japa, make it focus. If that's not possible, then do it in public. If that's not possible, then, just make ways to do it while eating. And make that food divine. Om Namah Shivaya. Chew. Om Namah Shivaya. When I go to the gym, I don't use numbers anymore. I say Jai Hanumanji or Sri Narayan. Why? Why use a I already know how to count. Why am I saying one or two? Why not make that a spiritual activity? We have to find ways to make this happen.